Hello guys, I'm Samantha and today we are going to talk about DeMarker. But before we start, I'd like to remind you, if you're interested in joining to my VIP Telegram group where I share all my trades, you can text me directly, so I personally answer you and add you to my private group with signals. And please don't forget that there is a limit of just 100 people, so you need to be quick to get there. Today we have DeMarker. In fact, it's based on comparing the maximum of the current bar with the minimum of the previous one. It's hard to say if the maximum of the previous bar is lower, then the corresponding difference is fixed. If the previous maximum is higher than the previous maximum or it is on the same level, then a value equal to 0 is fixed. What else can I say? The differences obtained in this way are summed up for a certain number of periods later. So what else can I say? In general, this indicator is used as a filter. At the same time, it is suitable both for a counter trend in trading and for working on a trend where the signal is formed at the end of a corrective moment. Also, the DeMarker can be used with a wide flat. These signals are formed at the boundaries of the range. Okay, so let's figure out how to use DeMarker in trading. For example, when the trend changes, it is confirmed by the entry of the oscillator line in the overbought or oversold zone we have from below. So let's pay attention to it. And also the only one setting is periods for 1 minute. If we trade, then we make a period of 7 below, it makes no sense. So we will have a huge number of false signals here for example. But here you can use it in your own way. Okay, so we'll figure that out later. So now we're getting into a deal, right? Well, for example, look, I've allocated a zone here specifically. We will analyze this a little later, but now it can still be used for other purposes. For example, look, and here we have an exit to the oversold zone, the so-called. So it's below 30%. 30 is just written here, 37, 07, 03, 37. So we will call. So let's go down next, and we are expecting a reversal. Look, we have a signal formed in a good way, and at the moment of closing the candle above one of the levels, that is either here or here from below or from above. Look, for example, here we have a U-turn exit that is here. While it is behind the red line we have not yet set, the red line intersects, the candle is formed completely. The countdown of the next candle is already starting, so guys, carefully, and only then in fact it is a signal to enter. But for example, it was obvious to me that there was an increase here after this candle because we had a rebound here, and he is always going up. That is, but in general, a signal is formed to close candles crossing one of the levels. So what else? Also trading by trends, it seems to be formed from a series of signals that allow, as it were, to achieve in the course of market movement, gaining dozens of orders. It is also generally possible to enter when the marker line goes beyond the overbought and oversold zones, as an option too. Well, for example, look here. Here we have a candle fixed. You can put it on the increase. It will be for a minute. That is, we have at least 2 more candles. That is the end. The end of the second minute could close not profitably, but here you need to understand yourself. So what else? Well, that's just the same. We come to this point to sort it out. You see, I have a rectangle here between 2 purple lines, green on the top, green on the bottom, it doesn't matter. Here we have a rectangle and we will analyze it. This is such as so-called range trading. So in general, this requires a fairly wide range. This is the maximum that I could find quickly so that we could sort out this moment. Yes, it's not perfect, but let's just figure it out now. Let's talk about everything, at least that 40-60 points probably need a range to have a range. So, well, there's less here. Let's figure out how the whole thing works here in general. By the first 3 points. So for me, this is the first point here. Let's highlight it here. First point time. Okay, second point, 2 and the third point, we have it. Okay, so I don't take 3 up here. Here there was a breakdown on the rollback and all the candles rolled inside. Net bounce back from this level, that is, we identify 3 points directly to the zone in which it moves. Next there is a selection of boundaries, which is also confirmed by the DeMarker. So that is, we have a U-turn every time. Here is a U-turn here and a U-turn here, okay? So that's it. That's the whole logic. That is to break through, and we had to raise here what we recently dismantled in the same way. In general, this oscillator is one of the most popular oscillators in trading. DeMarker is considered a leading indicator of the so-called. So that is, its readings can predict price changes even before it is visible on the chart. Okay, so this is the fun of this indicator. In general, this indicator turned out to be so effective that it is included in the set of standard indicators of most trading platforms, including the pocket option. So in general, how does the oscillator work? The time of development, they were analogous. Okay, this is Ray we all know, the stochastic we all know, but they did not suit the developer of this indicator itself, since they only take into account only the closing prices. So the solution to this problem was the DeMarker indicator. It is based on comparing the maximum of the current bar with the maximum of the previous one. If the maximum of the previous bar is lower, then the corresponding difference is fixed. So what else can I say? In general, this is a classic oscillator. That is, it has a fixed scale and it changes the value from 0 to 1 or to 100. There are modifiers in which the scale is changed to a range from -100 to +100. So well, it's on other platforms. What else can be interesting to tell? So in general, it turned out to be so versatile an indicator, so that is, it can be used even in summer. While there will be signals, they will be formed as the borders range. So let's figure out how to apply DeMarker in trading. First is that we have a trend change. Trend change occurs when the oscillator line leaves the overbought or oversold zone. That is on 0703, or how it is here with us. This is green, red, 70-30. So now let's deal with the signals, the most important thing for us. That is, we have received a lot of information now, but somehow we didn't understand how to trade. Let's figure out how to trade. Let's start with some buy signals, and buy signals are formed in several cases. When the DeMarker line exits the oversold zone with what it is considered to be formed at the close of the candle again, as a signal is formed at the close of the candles. This candle appeared, came out there, and when it is closed, then the signal is formed when the resistance line breaks. Yes, but it is very important to build it according to the extremes of the DeMarker line itself. Well, also the breakdown of the resistance lines, there are still some there with convergence, divergence. That is, we don't use them yet because it's too complicated. And this is such a huge piece of information that is worthy of individual videos in the future. So let's now have a look at some signals for sale. So there are only 4 options. Crossing the border of the overbought zone from top to bottom. That is not when we break through the red, but when we are out of the overbought zone above 0, 7 and move into the oversold zone. So we remember this, and the information of graphic patterns, that is figures, are our favorite. Well, again, this is information divergence, but more on that later. Well, the breakdown of the support line also marked all 4, even 4 in my opinion. Yeah, 4. As for advice tips, let's delete it all. When working with the DeMarker, it is advisable to adhere to several rules, not rely on the signals of only the oscillator itself. The developer of this indicator himself worked with it on daily charts, not on minute candlesticks. That is, in scalping this indicator, it's like, here you are sure of something, but to be even more sure, you ask your closest ones if your opinion agrees with the opinion of your loved ones. When you think correctly, most likely. Well, that is, it just shows us, and we use the trend because in scalping the trend is the main thing. And so, well, let's bargain. And what else? You don't need to figure it out for a long time to have an update here on the site. By the way, it will be added soon already for us on the platform. Cool, I like it. So we don't forget bet that there may be counter signals here. That is, the counter trend is usually in all its videos with scalpings. I'm talking about one breakable rule: we never bet against a trend. The DeMarker can already give a signal against the trend, and this is one of those indicators that can do this. There are several of them. I will always talk about such indicators. That is, we often bet as I, for example, see that the price has grown a lot, yes, with the previous downward trend. Well, here we will present, do not think that this is a 1 minute time frame. Imagine that this is a large long chart that we are considering separately. Here I see, for example, let's imagine that this is a downward trend, an increase, a sharp jump. I usually say that after a sharp jump, an adjustment reversal follows, and so on. DeMarker can also say that the adjustment will not be for some time. We can try to bet at your own risk. Again, the indicators do not guarantee us anything, so they help us. And everyone, let's look. Okay, so trade on a decrease. Okay, the deal is open, and look. Great, a clear plus, but there was just a strong downward movement. That is, the trend is quite strong, so we have formed right on the input indicator. That is, we have now appeared above the 0.3 line, and from the level we trade on an increase. It tells us to trade, and we will do so. It's a plus somewhere, but it's really like that. That is, again, we do not pay attention directly to the indicator. That's where you need to trade on a downgrade. If we have a trend, yeah, we have a downward trend, we will trade it on decrease. Here too, respectively, until it has grown, we trade everything on a decrease. And let's wait, so okay. Something incredible is happening. You turn right on the indicators too. So in totals we have 3 cones in a row, but I'm taking all my hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I didn't have time to make another deal. I had to open 6 deals. So if there is a rollback, we will trade another one, so 5 deals. So in fact we lose 300, trade 500 and 405. Okay, we have a plus going here. Everything is fine, so we cover everything simple without much profit. Great, so well, blocked. I do understand. We have it again. That is 300, 400, 500 per delivered. We have $405 plus we lose 300. Everything is perfectly covered. Well, there is here you can put another wonderful situation here. We have a DeMarker leveled out. We will also trade it down here. So let's see. Trading won't be easy. It seems to be a -2, and here's another situation we quickly look at. So hourly time frame, yes, a downward trend. Well, you can trade 2 deals, so let's watch. Great, so let's see something else. We have an interesting situation. We have rebound from 0.3. Now we will wait until the candle is fully formed. If our rebound continues, it will be cool. We will just bet on an increase. Let's clarify the trend here. Yes, there is a great upward trend here, so let's wait another 14 seconds for the rebound. Still, you need to make sure of this. Generally interesting. So the same counter signal was formed here. We just didn't have time for it to be promoted, so here I'm trading in a counter signal, right? So look, as I said at the beginning of the video, we have a strong trend for raising rates, so we have on a bet on a raise. But our DeMarker showed that it is necessary to stand on the decline, and so it went down harder. great. So this is a plus, and what we have on trade today, we made quite a lot of signals. They don't even fit here or something. Although we had minuses, we had pluses, but in any case, we came out with a good plus. On the balance here, he's such an indicator, so his is just an assistant. It just can be contracted and clarified so as not to enter the counter signal not to get. For example, we could trade the previous trades according to the trend. What did we trade? Where is this indicator needed for? So let's find out this now. Look, how do I usually trade? I go to the hourly time frame and see a strong upward trend and bet on an increase. This is where I wanted to bet on a promotion. That is, we put our closure here. We put it here. Okay, we close it here. Up here, they could have tried to put it here or here. And DeMarker tells us that we need to put it down here, that the chart will go down, and it went down. And that way we could avoid the wrong deal. So that's what this indicator is for. Okay, and I have a big thank you for everyone, and see you in next videos.